afternoon all. I'll briefly introduce what TiHAN at IIT Hyderabad. It is a funded project by Department of Science and Technology under the National Mission Interdisciplinary Cyber-Physical Systems, where IIT Hyderabad have been awarded, to work in the technology vertical of autonomous navigations. Okay, so that's where we have set up the Technology Innovation Hub on Autonomous Navigations, TiHAN, at IIT Hyderabad. So if you see, the vision mission, I would say this is the hub to, come up or, develop technologies for safe, sustainable, next-generation mobility solutions. So primarily the areas that we are working on, it includes, I would say, ground vehicles as well as aerial vehicles. So briefly, I'll give an, overview of the different activities that we are doing and deep dive into the drone technology. So whenever you talk about autonomous navigation, okay, it is actually an interdisciplinary research, okay, which involves, sensor systems control, it involves communication networking, it involves the AI ML because we are talking of autonomous systems. Then we have the real-time edge compute because whenever it is autonomous, it needs to do real-time compute and, control information as well. Okay, design, security, simulations, and the most important thing, safety testing and validation. This is where, lab to market happens. Okay, when you are able to, come up with whatever, products which can be tested, validated as per standards, then it go to the market, okay, for commercialization. Okay, so that is an important aspect that we are also focusing on. Okay, and the most important, how do you make business? It is maybe through entrepreneurship, different use cases, different business. Okay, so this is also a part of our activities at IIT Hyderabad. Okay, so we have almost like 13 different, departments working with us, more than 40 faculty and many PhD, postdoctoral fellows and, master students working with us in this big project. Yeah, getting into more details, this is our campus, it's around 600 acres of land in which, almost like 10 acres of land, we have dedicated lab. It is a lab which is dedicated for autonomous navigation research. It's the first of its kind in the country where we have the proving ground. Then we have all the facilities which are required for the development of drones as well, research and development of the drones. Okay, so that is what it is. If you see, I think so this full is the campus in which this red marked area is the 10 acre of land, and the track is already shown, and it also have different kind of facilities, as I was saying, the hangar, ground control station, drone runways, landing area, and the multi-radio enabled. We have wind shaper facility, thrust stand facility, and many more things which aid actually, the drone research or the aerial mobility research as well. Okay, now going forward, so what do we do? I mean, as I was saying, we aid a lot of things in terms of coming up with, regulatory framework, policy documents as well. So far from the research that we have come up with a number of white papers which are already available in the TiHAN website as well, like how to come up with, testing of the autonomous systems or autonomous vehicles in the country. So that is what a glimpse of the previous slide was. Okay, and going forward, so this, just to get started, I will say how important, the data set is, when you're talking about the autonomous systems. We know all, we know that AI ML is playing a very important role. And the most important thing when you're talking about the artificial intelligence or machine learning, deep learning, whatever, Gen AI technologies, the most critical thing is the data set, right? So we know of data set that is globally available, and now, we in the previous speaker, Dr. From Survey of India was also saying that a huge amount of geospatial data set is also being created for the country. Okay, so apart from that, it's important that we should also have different kind of other data sets, like here, for driving. For example, I'm just showing a scenario of driving. This is a data collection vehicle, which is actually developed at IIT Hyderabad, and it goes for collecting data in the public roads, and it collects different kinds of data, starting from radar, lidar, camera, hyperspectral, and different kinds of data which are useful for AI ML stack development, okay? So that is what it is. So if you see here, like recently we had the same, the data collection vehicle, starting from Hyderabad going up to Jammu, collecting huge amount of data, covering different cities in the country, okay? So this is very, very important, analogous to this kind of Indian data set is like Kitty data set or Newsyn data set, Waymo data set that is available for research purpose of autonomous navigation stack development, right? So these are some of the samples of the data that we collect, and the most important, we have multiple sensor fused data set, right? Like you can see camera, you can see LiDAR, you can see radar, fused data set here. So the data set collection itself is a sensor fused data set. We have the complete technology for collecting multiple sensor fused data set as well, right? Yeah, so again, once you have data, the most important thing about the annotation, right? So, a huge amount of manual labor is involved, time is involved in doing the annotations. For again, people who are in the AI/ML knows the importance of ground truthing and annotated data set to develop the robust data stack. So this is again one of the important tool where, you can actually come up with, it's an automated bounding box tool set, which can come up with automated annotation tool, okay? So this is very important. Now going to the next, what do we do, okay, when it comes to autonomous, right? So we start from something, sensor, multi-sensor fusion, then as I was saying, perception stack development, then the control development, control algorithm, path planning development, control algorithm development, okay? This complete thing is what you call as the autonomous stack, okay? And this autonomous stack, can be, on the vehicle, depending on different kind of vehicles. If it is on the ground vehicles, then it is called as autonomous driving. Okay, if it is on the drone, then it is autonomous flight stack. Okay, so this is what we do. Okay, end-to-end autonomous driving stack development or autonomous flight stack development. And we work on different category of vehicles, as you can see, mostly on the M1 category, passenger drones, passenger vehicles. Okay, so some of this, again, as I was saying, the complete technology is in-house, starting from the sensor fusion up to the control and the drive-by-wire. Some of the use cases I will show, at least, one such example. This is completely autonomous campus shuttle, which we have developed at, IIT Hyderabad and also deployed in the campus. Okay, this only campus in which, once you enter into the campus, you can have a ride of autonomous vehicle, from the main gate up to the academic zone, which is around 3.5 kilometer, okay, right? And from August 2023, this service is there in the campus. Now the same technology have been deployed in multiple places. Recently we have deployed the same in AP Secretariat as well, where we have been asked to actually, this is the deployment in AP Secretariat, that autonomous campus shuttle. And the same thing, is now being asked to be deployed in their IT park, which is coming up in Visakhapatnam. Now going forward, so this is, again, most important, people in drones will know about swarms, right? Swarm of drone, group of drones. So this is something similar, group of vehicles, which we call as the platooning services, okay? And this is very important in mining technologies, okay? You just know the predefined path, control environment, group of vehicles go in a predefined path, doing the designated job, right? Yeah. So this is about the, high-speed testing as well, like, this is, I think around 80 kilometer per hour testing, which is done at IIT Hyderabad, fully in the autonomous mode, right? Yeah. So going forward, so I was talking about the stack. It can be object detection, traffic light detection, traffic sign detection, pothole detection, speed bump detection, depending upon what the OEM requirement is, right? That is what is the autonomous, perception stack development, right? Now these are some of the off-road vehicles. Again, this can be for agriculture purpose or for warehouse, load carrying robotics kind of applications. So again, the most important thing, it is autonomous, right? Okay, so that is the thing. Again, end-to-end stack, completely in-house designed and developed. Now going forward, now we are talking about, software defined, right? Now we do not want the vehicle, to have one feature only. We want actually the vehicle or whatever it is, any of the product that comes to us, to the features to be upgraded, So this is possible when we are going to have, whatever you call as the cloud connectivity and, OTA kind of updates that we are very much familiar with our cell phones. Often we say, please update your cell phone, right? new features are added, right? Similar thing is going to be observed with your drones or with your vehicles. That is what, we move towards, connected, cloud-based services enabled for your autonomous vehicles or autonomous drones, okay? So this is, again, the connected vehicles, okay? So how do the vehicles talk to each other, or drones talk to each other, okay? To manage the complete activity of large area surveillances, okay? Those kind of activities, okay? This is about the connected vehicle technologies. Okay, now quickly I will get into something called as what we are doing in terms of drones. Again, the same, whatever I was talking about, the end-to-end stack, sensors, multiple sensors as per the requirement, fusion, perception stack development, and the path planning, again, when I say path planning, it can be a global and the local path planning, and the, fly-by-wire technology integration, okay? The drive-by-wire, which we call in the ground vehicles, get converted into a fly-by-wire technology. Okay, this is the complete stack, and what we do is, we work on different category of drones. You can see different category of drones, starting from nano drone to micro to, medium scale, and we also have, I would say heavy payload drones. Now, when I say heavy payload drones, I think we have a stall put up here, I don't know the stall number, where we have displaying something called as Chakra View, which can go up to 150 kg or up to 200 kg per payload capacity. Okay, so that kind of heavy payload drones also we actually design. When I say design, the complete I would say the tool, I would say the complete end-to-end stack development as well as the design is completely, the IP is in-house, okay? Yeah, so these are some of the, again, different technologies on the drone that we have. This is the swarm of network drone, around 40 drones we have actually so far tested. The most important